When I ran in the 2014 European Parliament elections, as a sports journalist with the Irish Examiner, I had a much higher media profile than I do today, especially in the hurling and rugby strongholds of the Ireland South constituency, of which there are many. At that time also, the Ballyhea Says No campaign was getting a lot of coverage on TV3 and on the very popular Tonight with Vincent Browne show, which helped put me in the public eye politically. But since then, I've dropped off the public radar, making it much more difficult this time round to first of all let people know I'm actually running again, and secondly to lay out my platform, which now extends far beyond the bank debt burden imposed on us, and that's still a very live issue, by the way. And the irony of all this is that I'm now far more qualified to be an MEP than I was then, because for the last 5 years, as a parliamentary assistant to Luke Ming Flanagan, I've learned how the European Parliament works, and I've learned well. I know now which committees I would prefer to join and which group, and the latter depends on the former. An absolute priority for me would be the Econ Committee, the Economic and Monetary Affairs Committee, where I would get to cross-question the President of the ECB, as currently Mario Draghi, on the injustice being done to Ireland. Next up would be International Trade, the committee dealing with the mega trade deals, where at the moment Ireland is represented only by Sean Kelly, captured by corporate interests via Fine Gael headquarters, and per his plenary record, Sean votes as instructed by his party on over 99% of roll call votes, and we all know now how corporate friendly they are. And finally, there's AFET, Foreign Affairs, which includes the two vital areas of human rights and security and defence. And this is where you come up against PESCO, and the very real prospect of an EU army currently being pushed hard by Juncker in the Commission, Merkel and Macron among others in the Council, Weber, the Fine Gael's EPP group leader, and Verhofstadt, Fianna Fáil's ALDE group leader in the Parliament. I would also be focused on Agri and Envy, but with Luke hopefully going to be re-elected, and the groups I would try to join, that would already be well covered. Those groups would be, in order, GUI NGL, which allows independent thinking in voting and has a huge emphasis on environment, climate change and social matters. The Greens, who have some of the most impressive MEPs and staff I've come across from this group, and S&D, the Socialists and Democrats. If I can't get the committees I want with the first two, I would then try here. The major issue for any MEP now should be climate change. The clock is ticking. We're in an emergency situation. Next is the environment, and right across the EU, we need to become far more environment friendly than we are now. Those two issues will require a major change of emphasis by this EU, from consumerism to conservation, from disposable products to reuse, repair, recycle, regeneration, and away from this mad drive for infinite growth on a finite planet. There's more, and lots more, but I've already overrun the time I should spend on these videos. But these are the kind of issues the EU should be involved in, and these are the kind of issues on which I would focus. In a way, and given that you're not going to see me on leaflets or posters or featuring much on local or national media, this and the videos that follow over the next couple of weeks will be my job application, my job interview. I will be relying on people to watch them, and if they like what they see, to share them. If I'm to be elected, it will have to be through the old-fashioned way, word of mouth, and the newfangled way, social media sharing. But I'm ready, and by God, I'm ready. Thank you.